that we are able to see this afterwards in case you want to follow up and look at this again. And I'll make sure to attach this presentation onto the follow-up email just so that you are able to have the direct links. So what I'm going to do now is we'll talk about the parent communication as far as how to get that communication started without the district. And everything, we like to make it as easy as possible. It's all available online. That way we don't have to email back and forth. Everything, all the resources is available at your fingertips. And they are under the HereComesTheBus.com. And we'll go ahead and jump into this page. And if you go to, like I said, HereComesTheBus.com, then select options, it will bring you the drop-down options. And again, if some of you have already seen this, forgive me, I just want to make sure that we have all the information. And you will select what you provide to your district. If you only have Here Comes the Bus, then you'll go to Here Comes the Bus. But if you have both solutions, the Here Comes the Bus and student ridership, you'll select that. And feel free to take anything that's on the website and you can put it on your own website. You can use any of the material. A lot of districts, they'll put a lot of this information within. And then all the resources are down here under the parent resources. And if you select parent communication as a drop down, all of these are customizable so that you can make it specific to your district. And the parent flyer is what a lot of is the easiest way to communicate out right, to make it really quick. And what you can do is you just print it out and cut it in half, and either you can have it during homeroom, or what some districts have done, they will actually take it, they will give it to the bus drivers to hand out as they're getting on and off the bus. So all you'll need, you can put in your district logo, your school name, and then you'll want to put in your account number. And within that account number, that's your, what we call it, the Silver Lining ID, the school code. So you'll want to put that there. So another option is an email, the parent email and the letter. So these are very similar. With the email, one thing that we add is we will add our social media links on there. So let me pull this over. And so let me make sure that that's big enough. Okay. So with the parent email, you'll want to, with this email, it has a lot more information. You can put in your school code, your school name, your school code, and then if they want to contact as far as support, they can contact us directly, or a lot of districts like to take the questions on your side. But if they do reach out to Here It Comes the Bus customer support, we do require the name of the parent, the school district with the school code, the email address that they use to create the Here Comes the Bus account, the child's first name and last name, and their student ID, and then we like to have a description of the question. And this is before we even get started with answering their questions. Just for security reasons, we want to make sure that we do provide the right information to the rightful people. So that is definitely something that we really push on, and we want to make sure that all the districts are aware of that. So now we do have these social images. So what a lot of districts have done is they'll download this image and they'll actually put it on their website, and they can link it to either a page on the Here Comes the Bus website or within the actual transportation department. And I'm actually going to pull up an example of one of our current customers. So this is their district homepage, just the general homepage, not directly that transportation department. They have a little blurb on the main page about Here Comes the Bus, and it just gives a really quick overview. But they actually have a designated page on their transportation department that you can go to. So right there, the Here Comes the Bus, and this gives a lot more information on how to create an account, whenever they contact Synovia support, this is what they would provide. And then they have a couple videos. So this video right here that they uploaded, actually, last year we had a parent panel, and all of this is on the website. So the parent panel, we asked current Here Comes the Bus parents, and they provided us their feedback. And you can actually find those videos under the Parents tab. So right here, this one has a quick overview of a parent utilizing Here Comes the Bus, and then we have these two videos. A lot of the time, it's a lot easier for parents to believe and understand how Here Comes the Bus can be beneficial directly from parents instead of just from us. So that's a great tool to utilize. Then we also have social media templates. With these templates, let me pull it up. We are on Facebook and on Twitter. And we have found that opening Here Comes the Bus up to parents via social media allows that communication between the school district and us. And if you tag us at Here Comes the Bus, we will be able to manage any questions. Like I said, it'll open up that communication on both sides. So we do have a couple examples for Facebook and for Twitter. And lastly, if you do have student ridership and you have questions as far as the creating the cards, we do have a partnership with CI Solutions that we have. We set up a landing page with frequently asked questions, and then if you want to reach out to them as far as having them help you with the printing of the cards, then this is another option. And then the last piece right here, this is proxy and reports. This is strictly for the school district. This is how to proxy into an account. As many of you may know, when you proxy into an account, this is how you can help parents. They'll call you with the questions. They say they're not seeing something a certain way, or they're having an issue with the radius. Then you can actually log in directly into their account and see exactly what they're seeing. One note I always like to make is, if you make any changes, it will make the changes for the parent as well. So that just gives you instructions on how to proxy in. And then last part of here is the reports, and this is it gives a breakdown of what each of the Here Comes the Bus reports entails. So that's another tool that you can utilize. The proxy and the reports are both found within Silver Lining. And so if you just go to proxy, and the proxy can be let me find this little picture under the search. Let me pull it up. So it's under the search icon up here. You click on that and you'll want to type in the name of the parent. And then the reports is under core and then reports. One last piece that we also can help you with is the media. What a lot of districts have done is they will invite local media to come out to the transportation department, either the transportation director, a parent, or even a student can be interviewed, and you guys can walk them through how to create an account or how Here Comes the Bus has worked for your district. It's under the resources. These are a couple examples of what districts have done, and this top one is a great resource example. It has a full video of the whole implementation process and how it was how the district has adapted Here Comes the Bus to. Okay, now we do have a couple new updates for Here Comes the Bus. We do have a new frequently asked questions section, and I'll show you that in a second. And this allows parents to see, it's a dashboard that allows parents to see how, okay, sorry about that. It's a lot, the users can get answers to their questions a lot quicker, and it has a database where parents and students can see instructional videos, and it just helps understand the app and its functionality. And the second part is that we do have a new form that can be filled out for customer support, and this form will take parents less than a minute to fill out, and it helps us expedite the process because it'll have all that information that we do need. Now, these can be found when the parent logs in. They'll be able to see it and click on, and it's help.herecomesthebus.com. And so this is what the new dashboard looks like. As you can see, there are several frequently asked questions. We have some videos. We have how to create an account. And then we do have a customer contact support section. And so these are available in English and Spanish and French. So as you can see, these have been translated over. Now let me go back to English. So that contact customer support, if you click on that, as you can see, it'll require the email address, the school code, what sort of issue it is, and then a description of what the issue is. Any questions so far? Okay. Now let's go back. So as a quick reminder, we have the fleet advisors. They have, some of you have already might be working with them already, but we want to make sure that we have the correct information for the 2017-18 school year. So what we'll need is to make sure that your admins on your end are working with our fleet advisors to ensure that we are validating and verifying that comparative analysis is working with the new route set. And I don't know if you guys have any other questions. Like I said, Nicole and JC are here to help answer any of those. I don't see that we have any questions.
Sure.
You can also raise your hand with that.
Yeah.
There, we do have someone. Oh, okay. Heather, I will unmute you. Okay, looks like in order to unmute you, you'd have to put in your PIN, or you can type in that question. Okay, there we go. We got a question. So the first question, is there a way to break down the messaging to just one route?
Yes, the messaging can be sent either by route or by an entire school.
And as if just to make sure, in case you guys know, we do have the Here Comes Bus messaging feature that can be found within Silver Lining, and this allows you to send out a customized message out to either a school bus or an actual school, and you can schedule it out or you can send it right then and there. And this is found, like I said, within Silver Lining.
Mm-hmm. And to clarify, it can be sent either by school or by the bus, not necessarily the route. But if you know which bus that the route is assigned to, which you should, then it would work the same.
Now, another question, when should we expect a call from our fleet advisor? What we are work with that, they are working on, I don't know exactly how the list is going, but they're working on a specific list. It should be by the end. Nicole, do you have
I can
any?
answer this question.
Okay.
We do have a specified list of customers, starting with those who have the biggest amount of fleet that we are contacting first, but you should receive contact by the end of this week. So by tomorrow, you should receive contact from your fleet advisor. Now, keep in mind that fleet advisors are contacting your main contact for Synovia Solutions. If that is not you necessarily, for example, if you are the router and the main contact is the transportation department, there may be an issue there. So if you are the one who specifically does the Here Comes the Bus, the routes, etc., I would contact Synovia Solutions if you are not contacted by tomorrow afternoon and ask for your fleet advisor.
Thank you. So let's see, we have a couple more questions. Who is a point of contact to verify that CA is working with new route sets?
I would also say that would be your fleet advisor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then let's see, where do I find the forms to hand out that were the half sheets on how to sign up? So that is the flyer. So if we go back under, so Here Comes a Bus, select options, and either Here Comes a Bus or student ridership, and Here Comes a Bus. Right, like this one, you select that one, you scroll down to the parent communications, and then the flyer. So you can do it with the school logo or without the school logo. And so you will download it, and then it'll open up in Word. It opened up on my other screen, and I didn't realize it until after I opened this up that I was looking at the wrong screen. I was looking at my laptop instead of the large screen in the conference room. So sorry about that. So this is where you'll be able to see that form. Okay. Okay, another question. It is only broken down by bus, not route. Right now I can send a message to a bus, but in runs routed for 2 different schools, this means a message is received by both. And so right now, I was like,
that's how it is designed. I guess my question would be, what's the use case to where if a bus is running behind, it would be running behind for both routes or both runs to the 2 different schools. So is there a use case to where that wouldn't necessarily be the case?
We also do have some schools that will specify which school, for example, elementary or high school or middle school, that's having that issue. They'll include that in the message.
Right.
Okay. Who manages customer support? Do problem emails come to us or you? That can be to both. If they do want to contact the Here Comes the Bus side, it would be Here Comes the Bus at synoviasolutions.com. And so that our team does that will help you out with that. But some districts like to take the questions themselves. So it really varies. You can provide both information. If you have someone directly that handles all of those questions, you can also do it on your end. Okay, let's see. We have another question. You mentioned that you sent out the survey to our parents. Is it possible next year for the individual school corporation to send this out? And yeah, that is definitely something we can do. And we can share the parent survey with you as well. We have had some districts that would like to handle that themselves. So we can definitely work on doing that. Okay. Another question is, if a bus has an issue after finishing the first route, then only the second is affected. Parents don't want to hear about issues when their kids are home. And that's a great point. I think right now that's something that we are working on, so that's one thing that I can definitely write it down and bring it up to our developing side of that. Okay. When sending a message that a bus is running late, it does not mean that all of those runs assigned to that bus will be late.
Right. I mean, I suppose if there's a layover in between the two runs, then yeah, that would be the case. But like Nicole was saying, if in the message, if you can customize it, it can say literally whatever you type out to the parent. So if you specify that the message is being is targeted only towards children that are riding the bus that attend a certain school, that could clarify any confusion that they might have.
Are there any other questions?
So, with your comments, Angela, yeah. So something that we can definitely do would be to take that suggestion to our development team and see if we can add that piece of functionality. I mean, there's no reason why we can't. We can break it down by school. We can break it down by vehicle. As far as breaking it down by route, it's just not or route or individual runs to the schools. It's just not something that our development team thought would be necessary. As if a bus is running late, then it would be running late for all of its routes. But yeah, that's definitely something that we can take to our team to have them add that functionality in. It's not that we can't do it; it's just that we haven't built it yet.
And whenever if we do we will make sure to update all of you guys with any of those changes. Okay, another question. So if districts are sending out message that the bus is late, the message will only be received by parents, students using Here Comes the Bus. The geofence will let them know when the bus will arrive. There doesn't seem to be a compelling reason to develop the capability.
Which, yeah, I mean that is a great point, Bob. that is the whole reason that we came out with Here Comes the Bus. Because if buses showed up on time every day to every stop, then there would be absolutely no need for this software. But the fact of the matter is that, things happen. You all work in transportation. Things happen. Buses get delayed. Parents call saying that you need to come back and pick up my kid. You didn't stop. So things happen. So that's why, that's what makes Here Comes the Bus necessary. So yeah, if the message, if the reason for sending a message is just to let the parents know that the bus is running late, then yeah, then that might not necessarily be something that that would be crucial to develop. However, if it was something else that was affecting, like if there was a bus breaking down on an individual run, things like that, I can see, the other side where that might be something that could be crucial. But as far as you're absolutely right, though, as far as sending messages just to say, hey, the bus is late, that is what the app is for. So you're right there.
Any other questions on anything we've discussed? The communications. Is that something that we try to make it as simple as possible? I know you guys are all busy, so we try to make it a 1, 2, 3 step instead of just going back and forth. And if at any time you have any, especially marketing side questions, you can always reach out to me or anyone here on the team. I'd be more than happy to set up a time to set up an individual time. But I don't see any other questions, right? Oh, we have a couple hands. Oh, I don't know if Angela, do you still have a question, or was your hand up from before? I'm gonna take it. It was already, the hand was up. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now I know I went over this pretty quickly, but that is all I have. Nicole, JC, do you guys have any other additional you'd like to say?
The only thing I would like to say is just as a reminder, if you are not contacted by your fleet advisor or someone representing your fleet advisor by tomorrow, please give us a call at Synovia Solutions and request your fleet advisor. As long as you know what school you're from, we'll get you to your right fleet advisor and we'll get this set up so that we can make sure your comparative analysis is ready to go so that Here Comes the Bus can start smoothly from day one, which is better for you and also better for your parents. And we're just really doing this to try to make sure that there are no issues with Here Comes the Bus so that you guys don't get bombarded on the first day of school like you do with everything else anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Oh, wait, we have one more. Do our route set have to be complete before that can be checked out?
So, as far as I know, are you talking about the route sets in Silverlining or the route sets in your routing system? Either way, the route sets in Silverlining, we do have some some default dates built out, so those will automatically switch over inside of Silverlining. If you're talking about building out your route set in your routing system, then it would probably be beneficial to have it completed. We are still routing school system. Okay, yeah. So in order to do, like, if you wanted to do any type of testing or anything, it would be good to have the route set completed, or at least a test route set where maybe just a couple of your routes are completed, so we can do some tests on that. but yeah. So otherwise, it would be hard to do any type of testing. Also, we wouldn't know if we would be getting a good import if there's any like bad data in there that would cause the comparative analysis import to fail. We wouldn't see that without being on that database and trying to pull that data. So I would say yes, it would be good to at least have some type of a test. Um, 2 weeks prior to school starting. If you're not doing year-round school, or if you have a 2 week cushion between summer and your school year, then yeah, I would say 2 weeks would be more than enough time to get our team looking at the data, making sure everything's lining up, and getting you guys kicked off with Here Comes the Bus smoothly. We call when we are a week and a half before starting the actual test. Yeah, I mean, you could call anytime, before you wanted to start testing. There's always something that we can check, just to make sure that we're hitting off as many check boxes as quickly as we can. So yeah, so you can absolutely call anytime. I was just saying that it might be difficult to do a full test to make sure everything is going to be smooth if we're not looking at the data that you'll actually be using.
Andrew Burnett, your question about the geofence and hiding the bus, I would contact your fleet advisor, which, if I'm correct, Andrew Burnett, that's Tippecanoe, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I would contact Brian Shoup and have him create a case for this. I do believe that there is a way that we can do that, but it might be a feature request. So I would get with Brian Shoup and tell him what you're looking for.
Any other questions? Alrighty. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, one more. If a parent gets AM notifications of bus arrival, not PM.
Um,
Do they need to redraw the fence?
So for the AM and PM stops, it's actually two different alert radii, because a child could potentially be picked up in the morning from one location and dropped off at another. So there will be two different uh, alert radii for them to be using. It doesn't necessarily mean if they don't get the PM that they need to redraw it necessarily.
It could be as simple as the fact that they didn't actually select their contacts to receive PM notifications.
Mhm.
So Jennifer right here on the screen is going, AM stops and PM stops both have separate enabling capabilities. So if they want to receive AM and PM, they're going to have to log into their account and enable them as needed.
Now, since I don't have children this is just a test account, I don't want to be getting Here Comes a Bus emails and push notifications all the time. So that's why that you see that they're not notified. Same with scans and bus substitutions. You can parents and students can always opt out to receive that notification.
So for your summer school parent that's asking, that might be where you would want to contact our support to try to troubleshoot why the alert isn't coming through. There's a few different things that we can check.
And one thing you can also do, that proxy functionality that I mentioned earlier, you can always proxy into their account and see if their contact they have this checked or not. Okay. Any more questions? Alrighty. It looks like I think we got all the questions answered. like I said, thank you so much, everyone. And if you have any additional questions along the road, you can always reach out to any of us. Thanks. Have a great day.